It's time for the Southern Scene, and we've got you covered. Well, spring has sprung, and we take a little getaway today. What we're going to do, we're going to show you some great vacation rentals over in the Low Country, and we take a little boat ride over to beautiful Defusky Island, where they're making their own rum. So get ready, the Southern Scene starts now.
Arts, entertainment, food, fashion, and fun. Now, here's Natalie Hendricks with the Southern Scene.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Southern Scene. I'm WSAV's Natalie Hendricks. Well, has cabin fever set in yet? Well, if so, this show is definitely for you. We're off to explore some wonderful ways to escape. How about starting out with a beautiful vacation rental in the Low Country? Well, our good friends over at Island Getaway Rentals, they have just the thing to get rid of the winter blues. Joining me now today is the owner of Island Getaway Rentals, Todd Brooks. Thanks, Todd, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's always great to see you. You know, a lot of our viewers have been paying attention because our Southern Scene cameras have been out and about trying to get all of those wonderful ideas for vacations and travel ideas. And no matter what, you know, so many people think you have to travel far away for grand vacations, but you can have a grand vacation right here in the Low Country. Let's talk about Island Getaway Rentals, because you're kind of known as Hilton Head's leader in high-end rentals. So let's talk about what you have to offer.
Right. We focus primarily on oceanfront accommodations. We do have stuff on the marinas, the harbor, but you know, if you're coming here, you want to be at the beach. And
so yeah, so if you are a beach lover, then this is definitely a great place to, you know, to plan your next vacation and to have a fabulous place to rent. Now you're spread out in a variety of different areas, and which areas are those primarily?
Palmetto Dunes, Sea Pines, and Forest Beach. Palmetto Dunes and Sea Pines is the plantation feel, security gates and stuff like that. Forest Beach is more of the beach feel, where you know, down at Caligny Plaza, there's no security gate to drive through. It's kind of that old beach feel. So if you want that, we've got that. If you want plantation, we have that.
So no matter what you're looking for, I mean, and I would think that it's all shapes and sizes, no matter what you're looking for, as far as, you know, what kind of party's coming in, whether it's a couple or an elderly couple or a young couple or an entire family. Would your rentals have that kind of space to accommodate?
We do. I mean, we have family reunion stuff that can sleep, you know, 24 people. We've got homes that are side by side. If you have, you know, larger gatherings than that, if you and your spouse, we've got one bedroom oceanfront stuff. So it's pretty much comes in every shape and size and location here on Hilton Head.
In some of the specific areas that you mentioned, okay, for instance, Sea Pines, why would someone really want to, you know, consider staying in that particular area? I mean, who would that be geared towards?
You know, people like what they like, and it becomes a tradition when they're on vacation. So we have a very loyal following that has to be in Sea Pines. They won't look anywhere else. And that said, same with Forest Beach and Palmetto Dunes.
Is that because of the amenities that are there, or some of the environment that's around?
It's what they grew up going to, whether it's they came when their parents brought them and they're bringing their kids, or you know, whatever the tradition has allowed. But
and of course, we know it's very picturesque, no matter what.
Sea Pines has, you know, what you see on the golf tournament, you know, lighthouse, bike paths, the marina. So a lot of people like to be in that area. What
would you say about those accommodations in that area? We're not talking about chintzy rentals. I mean, we're talking about beautiful places.
Oh yeah, they're great. And Sea Pines has just invested a lot of capital down there with the new beach club, the new plantation golf course, clubhouse, and they're redoing the Harbor Town clubhouse. So there's a lot of
definitely, if you're a golf lover, this is definitely a wonderful area for you. Yeah. What about, let's go to Palmetto Dunes, and let's talk about that a little bit. Who would that be geared towards?
Kind of the same type of people, but I would say the difference between Palmetto Dunes and Sea Pines is the oceanfront condominium scene in Palmetto Dunes. I mean, there's really not a better stretch.
Okay, so now you're talking my kind of language, Todd, okay, because I'm all about the beach and the water and all of that, so I would love somewhere like that.
There's gorgeous homes in there. There's 3 golf courses, so there's plenty to do in Palmetto Dunes. It's just a matter of preference or what you're used to. But if you want an oceanfront condo, Palmetto Dunes is where you're
really
probably gonna
where
be.
you.
I mean,
What about a
there's-
lot of families come into that area? Would you say
Yeah.
specifically to rent? And you have some nice size condos that are in that particular area.
Up to 4 bedrooms.
Wow.
And then we do have side by side. I mean, it's not adjoining, but I mean, it's the door next over. So if you come down with extended family, you can all be on one floor, or one right above the other.
So no matter what your limitations are, I mean, you pretty much can accommodate pretty much any
Yeah.
kind of situation. You mentioned a third area as well.
Forest Beach.
Forest Beach. Now, I don't think I'm as familiar with Forest Beach. So educate me a little bit and our viewers on the Forest Beach area.
It's a really neat place. It's between Sea Pines and Palmetto Dunes, and it's kind of the downtown of Hilton Head.
I see.
It's not in a plantation, so you can walk to the store, walk to the restaurant, shopping, dining, and it's in the old style setting of the beach. You really feel like you're at the beach in a beach town versus a resort.
I'm over in Savannah, but I may be having to plan my vacation right over here at one of your rentals.
You should. It's great, and people, they feel like it's their home. That they rent the same house over and over, and just the memories that they
So you
have.
become part of the Island
It's
Getaway Rentals family.
That's right.
Well, Todd, thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us on the Southern
Absolutely.
Scene. Your properties
stop
are
by.
absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to book my next place here.
Give me a call. Help you out.
If you'd like more information on Island Getaway Rentals, all you have to do is go to the information you see right there on your screen. Now, you'll find them on Facebook. They also have a brand new website. You'll find all kinds of information you need to know. You can also pick up the phone and call them as well. They have a wonderful staff. They'll answer all of your questions. Now, remember, you can get in contact with us here at the station. You can find us on Facebook, The Southern Scene, or you can always go to our website, wsav.com. Just be sure to click on the Southern Scene page. We'll make sure we put you in contact with our good friends at Island Getaway Rentals. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of the Southern Scene right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Southern Scene on WSAV and MyLC. You know, this area, Savannah, the coastal empire and low country, well, it has a lot of unique things about it. Well, there's another place close by that's unique in itself. As a matter of fact, to reach it, well, you can only reach it by boat. And that's where we are today with our Southern Scene cameras. And when you make that short boat trip over, well, everything just slows down. It's picturesque, it's beautiful, and you realize it's different here. And that's the theme at a unique business on Daufuskie Island called Daufuskie Island Rum Company. Let's check it out. See just the person I want to talk to, Tony Chase, who is the founder and master distiller here at Daufuskie Island Rum Company.
That's right.
Hi, Tony. It's always great to see you.
My pleasure.
I am so impressed and so excited about taking a tour here at Daufuskie Island Rum Company.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about this business. This is a really unique business, and you guys are relatively new.
We're very new. The concept actually was born about 1.5 years ago, but as far as actually being in production, we sold our very first bottle of rum on December 23rd, so it's only been about 2.5 months. We call it the least accessible distillery in America. Actually, moving to Daufuskie came first. And we were looking for a beach house and looked all over the country and found Daufuskie and settled on it. Well, then once we got here, I decided I needed to have something to do. And rum is an island drink, so why not a rum distillery?
So that's what did you know anything about it whatsoever?
Not really. I grew up in Kentucky, so I'd been around distilleries all my life, and I'm a pharmacist by profession, so I'd been in the microbiology and organic chemistry labs and whatnot, so I'm familiar with the process, but there was a lot to learn.
But you are actually making rum.
That's right.
I mean, this is like beginning to end. I mean,
it's nuts to bolts.
It goes through the entire process. I mean, a distillery right here on Daufuskie Island.
That's right. We're standing in the retail space right now, and then the room next to us is actually a tasting room, but the actual distillery is behind us, behind this wall. If you'd like a tour, I'd be happy to take you on.
Well, I was looking through this window here that I see, and I can see all kinds of things, behind us, and I'm so excited about taking a look inside and getting you to walk me through a process. So, Tony, could you give me maybe
Let's get away from the window and actually go for a tour.
Give me a little mini tour.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Natalie, this is where it all happens. This is where the magic happens.
This is where the major process really happens.
Absolutely.
Look at these big, huge barrels.
These are each 300-gallon fermenters. We have 4 of them. Typically, a distillery would use either PVC or stainless steel. We've gone with cypress because cypress is the only wood that won't impart its flavor into the rum, and they look rustic.
So what happens inside these fermenters?
We put in about 500 pounds rather, of the Demerara sugar. Then we fill it with hot water about halfway, and we stir it just so the sugar dissolves. Then we fill it the rest of the way with water to 300 gallons, and we pitch the yeast, and then the yeast will begin the process of converting that sugar to alcohol.
So then after it comes out of here,
then what we do is we take half of it and put it into this 150-gallon still, and half in its twin sister over here.
These are beautiful.
They're absolutely stunning. They were designed for us by Confederate Stills of Alabama. A gentleman who made these, Paul Caldwell, put a lot of detail in it with the mermaid and the shells and whatnot, so it would be very specific to Daufuskie Island.
I was going to say very coastal.
Yes, absolutely.
Now this is going, so does that mean that there's actual rum inside here?
There's rum inside there getting ready to come out. We put in 150 gallons in each one. After it's finished distilling, we'll end up with about 45 gallons of approximately 130 proof rum in this barrel.
In that barrel.
And that takes about 9 hours.
What happens, this goes from here to inside this barrel?
That's correct.
And when it goes into this barrel, it's ready to go?
That's right. Well, it's 130 proof at that point. So
130 proof.
Very, very strong rum.
How do you know you don't have it too strong, and how can you get it to the right level of where it needs to be?
So once we finish taking the heads, we'll close this valve. And I've got a device called a hydrometer.
That goes right up here?
It goes right in there. And the fluid is coming out and over, just like an infinity pool, and it's telling me exactly what the proof is that's coming off.
And you have to get that exactly right.
Absolutely, because it'll begin at about 180 proof, and as it starts dropping down, I'll stop at about 90 proof, because anything south of that, anything less than 90 proof, I'm going to start getting what's called a fusel oil. and it's really kind of greasy and nasty, and you don't want that in your rum. What we'll do with that is we'll take filtered water and we'll dilute it until it's exactly 80 proof. And I'm using a very high-tech hydrometer. It's a hydrometer, but it's an electric version of it, so I can make sure I'm at exactly 80 proof.
Okay.
When I'm at 80 proof, on the silver edition, it's ready to go. We'll come right to our bottling machine, and we can bottle 4 bottles every 30 seconds.
So now the bottles fit right in here.
That's right. And then we hit one button, and it's all done automatically to fill to the exact same level each time.
Tony, a lot of Southern Scene viewers out there watching right now, maybe they've never made the trip over to Defusky Island. They've never hopped on one of those ferries or the boats to take a trip over here, which I can't even imagine because it's absolutely beautiful over here. What would you say to them to come on out, take a tour of the Defusky Island Rum Company?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the island is absolutely gorgeous. There's several restaurants that they can choose from. The beaches are pristine. We're right at the center of the island, so we're sort of the center attraction for the island, and we've had a lot of people that have been very interested in coming out. Our Facebook page has about 8,500 fans, and a number of them have already made the journey over. We've had well over 1,000 people come to the distillery from 34 different states. That's just remarkable to me. So Defusky is a very special place, and as we like to say, it is different here, but I think when you come here, you fall in love with Defusky.
Well, I definitely have fallen in love with Defusky, but I've fallen in love with Defusky Island Rum Company too. I will definitely be back.
Sounds great. Thank you
Thanks
very
so much, Tony,
Pleasure
for
having you here.
inviting the Southern Scene cameras in and for inviting us and giving me the tour of Defusky Island Rum Company.
Glad to do it.
If you'd like more information on Defusky Island Rum Company, all you have to do is go to the information you see right there on your screen. Now, you'll be glad you did. You will find them on Facebook. You'll find their website as well. And believe me, take the time to take that short boat trip over. You will be so glad to take a tour of Defusky Island Rum Company. Wow, what a great time. We had so much fun with the good folks over at Defusky Island Rum Company. And believe me, you will too. There's so much to experience there. So you want to be sure to sign up for one of their informative tours. And remember, you can even sample some of that delicious rum. Okay, don't go away. When the Southern Scene returns, we continue exploring Defusky Island. That's right, we meet an island artist whose work is, well, world known. And we learn about a great new twist on the game of golf that you can only play at Bloody Point Resort. So stay with us. Welcome back to the Southern Scene on WSAV and MyLC. You know, we had so much fun on Defusky Island, especially when we visited the rum company. Well, we decided to do a little more exploring, and we ran into award-winning artist Chase Allen. Now, you want to remember that name because his artwork, well, it's becoming known worldwide, and it even caught the attention of Martha Stewart.
I specialize in coastal sculptures, handcrafted out of sheets of steel. So that's what I've been doing pretty much since 2001. It was a personal interest thing. I was on vacation in, I think, 1999, and I met a metal sculptor and just had some sort of a connection to what he was doing. And for some reason, I looked at what he was doing and figured I could do something like that or better. So. I got a mechanic to show me how to weld, and then I started taking blacksmithing courses. I won the American-made Martha Stewart Award, and it was basically a customer entered me into the contest, and I really didn't understand what it was going to entail, but it was a Audience Choice Award, and it was about 3 months of voting, and so and it was nationwide. And I guess what was really special about it was that we pulled in a few different communities. The Fusky community was a daily voter, and then obviously the people that follow me on the Ironfish Gallery, which is a nationwide thing. And then we had a group that we supported with the winnings. It was a $10,000 grand prize. And I pledged to give it to a friend of mine who has a child with a brain tumor. And so their whole support group and community got behind the voting, and that's how we won. I think that I'm a coastal enthusiast, so I'm a fisherman, I'm an outdoorsman, so you know, I think it was 2003, I went from making the garden art to I made a series of fish, and it was about that time that I put all the fish in the same spots that you see them right now. And Coastal Living was out doing a feature on the resort. And I think they just kind of drove past and said, can we do a feature on you? And so they did, and you know, that launched the website, the Ironfish, or ironfishart.com, and yeah, the rest is history. There were so few people out here that I thought it would give me a chance to have a captive audience, you know, so, and there's not a whole lot to do on the Fusky. Even though I'm out in the middle of nowhere, they always talk about location, location, location. I thought, you know, it'd be a destination gallery, and you know, that's why it's unique. I hope that it gives them joy, and you know, it's always really cool. It's a reminder that you know, if you follow your dreams, every time I hear about someone that bought something 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it just reminds me, you know, every day's living the dream and not to take it for granted. Those good things that we forget every now and again.
Wow, so talented. You know, when it comes to Defusky Island, there really is so much to see and do. As a matter of fact, Bloody Point Golf Club and Resort, well, it's a beautiful boutique resort that's known for its golf club. And here's the thing, even if your golf swing, well, it's not up to snuff, it still really is the place to go. They're one of the first in the area to offer a new and fun spin on the game called fling golf.
Hi, I'm Alex Van Allen. I'm the inventor of fling golf and the world's only fling stick. Just as snowboarding can be done right alongside skiing, fling golf can be played right alongside traditional golf. So if you're a golf course owner looking to get more people onto your course, or you're an athlete looking to try something new, I'm here to ask you to give me a hand and get fling golf out of the gate. Fling golf is similar, played along the same lines as golf, but instead of striking the ball with a golf club, you put the ball in the channel of the fling stick and you give it a fling. Take a couple steps and give it a fling. My inspiration for fling golf was that I've played golf my whole life, and you know, I've enjoyed it. But at the same time, I thought there must be a simpler way, a more naturally athletic way to play, and something that gives you an easier swing. Fling golf can be played by anybody, and the great thing about it is that you can bring your family out to play. It's easier for kids to learn than golf, and you can also go run the course if you want to get some exercise. Of course, all you're doing is carrying a 1-pound stick with you and a couple balls.
Just seeing it once, people understand, wow, this is simple. I'm going to give it a try and have some fun with my buddies. I've been in the golf business for 27 years, and I was recently introduced to fling golf, and it just amazed me. I started to think immediately what this could do to my business and to golf course businesses all across the country. I've been on the board of the National Golf Course Owners Association for over 20 years. In a recent meeting, I exposed my board members to the concept of fling golf. I was pretty surprised at how open they were and how excited they were to learn more about what this can do to help a golf course be more profitable and attract new customers to their facility.
You have a lot of options with the fling stick. You can do a lob wedge on a short shot, or you can roll it up on the green if you want to. So everything really comes down to the stick and your swing. You're not picking different sticks, you're not having to master different sticks, but you have infinite options with how you want to approach the game with this with fling stick. Fling golf is still a challenge. It's easier to learn, easier to pick up than golf. You can get better and better as you play, but you can pick it up and start to play pretty quickly.
Hey!
And as always, keep your eyes open. Our Southern Scene cameras, well, you know, they're always out and about. And you never know when you might be seen on the Southern Scene. See you next time.